ways that he can block you. You know, like every time it's not going to be the same thing. Like he's going to give you something different, like every single time. So that makes him a very tough person to try and figure out, and really to try and like catch on to like his tells and stuff like that. He doesn't have a lot of tells, so it's really great going up against him because like it makes us work really hard, you know, and just trying to figure out ways to beat him every day. You know, it's been a lot of fun. So
it's pretty rare to see a guy that big with feet like that just staying in front.
100%, yeah. Yeah, but it's good, you know, and like obviously Nelly, he's a fantastic football player. You know, we're really fortunate to have him on our team, so really looking forward to see what he can do this season.
Thanks, teacher.
Of course, yeah.
Seems like you've been in line for a big jump in playing time from last year to this year. How have you been able to impress the coaches, you think, with your performance in the spring and the fall?
Yeah, well, really the biggest thing that I think is just like showing them that like I can come out and be reliable and work hard every single day, you know. Like one of the biggest things that we talk about on this defense is effort and attitude, you know, and effort and attitude gets you a really long way. So with that being one of the biggest things that we push, I try to come out here every day and make sure that, you know, I show my effort and attitude, and I show that I can make these plays and do the things I'm supposed to do, you know, and like since that goes a long way, then I'll be able to, you know, I'll gain the trust from the coaches and be reliable to them. So.
It's 2s-on-2s. What stands out as a quarterback and things that can challenge the defense when you're trying to?
Yeah, for sure. Well, one thing that Braden is really good at is like fitting the ball into those tight spaces. Like he can throw some phenomenal passes, and I mean even to there were a few that I just remember off the top of my head, like going to CJ, and like those are some like you couldn't have placed him any better than what he did. You know, like. Just going against him is different from, you know, what we had last year, you know, in terms of like how he can move and everything like that too. It just is like makes really good reads. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to use like quarterback lingo and stuff like that. But I would just say like in terms of when I'm dropping back into coverage, like, you know, he does a really good job being able to move me off my spot, stuff like that. Just fit the ball in the tight spaces. So.
How often did they line you up? Because we saw some of the open practices where you're like a down defensive end.
Yeah,
did you like that? Or?
Yeah, I do like that, you know, and that comes with one of the packages that we run in our defense. And like I was saying a little bit before, being a defensive end, like, you know, there's not, like, it's really, you have to focus more in just on one thing, right? Like when you're a stand-up guy, you're a little more focused about, like, you know, what the backfield set is, who are the receivers, like, you know, stuff like that. And there's a lot more things that you have to read, whereas when you're down in your end position, right, you're really just like focusing or honed in onto one thing and just making sure that, you know, you destroy that block violently and just get to the correct position.
Do you think this position group's strength is just kind of having a lot of guys with different skill sets and abilities?
100%, you know, and like having all these guys, and all these guys are going to be reliable pieces of our defense, you know, like it's going to be one of our strong suits, I feel, you know, just because, like, you know, I'm not the same as DP. DP's not the same as Jeff, you know, Jeff isn't the same as KJ, like all these guys, you know what I'm saying? And so just being able to have that variability is going to, I feel like, really help us out in the long run, you know, when we come to facing different situations, because guys all have their certain strengths.
Do you like the idea of having a rotation per se?
Yeah, I do. You know, one of the things that like we talk about is, you know, having 22 guys that are prepared to play on the defense. And so like just knowing that we're going to be able to have like a solid rotation, and then like when one person comes out and the next person steps in, there's no lag, I feel like that's going to be really good for our defense.